to this simple introduction into Blender. Blender is a very simple and easy free 3D modeling program that is easily accessible online. If you have any previous experiences using 3D programs such as Maya, jumping into Blender is quite simple. It is quite simplified and almost as powerful. Now, if you have zero experiences with any types of 3D programs, don't worry. Blender is actually a fairly good place to start off from. Now, because I used to use Maya quite a lot. I'm pretty used to the controls that Maya provided. We can change some settings in Blender to kind of fit the settings there. Now, to do that, we just simply go into Files, User Preferences, and we're going to jump over into the Input tab right here. Now, for some reason, Blender starts off default with right click to select anything, and that feels kind of off. So I just switch it over to left click. And for the settings, emulate numpad, turn that on because, well, for me, I had to because I'm using a laptop and we don't exactly have a numpad on this laptop. The numpad is very important because it controls the viewpoints for our program. So yeah, we just had to turn that on. And also for another setting right here, it's just basically three settings that I changed. The 3D view and 3D view global, there's a setting here called view selected or view navigation. They both use Shift F because they changed either one of them to basically use the same thing. Now Shift F basically makes it so that if I select an object, I click that hotkey, I just jump right to it so I can see closer. To change the setting right here, just simply click on the tab, click on the keys you want to use, so Shift F, and there you go. Just save your settings and jump out. And yeah, those are the basic changes to this program that you want to do if you are a Maya veteran. And yeah, that's pretty much it to the simple introduction for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone. Now this is just going to be a short video on the camera controls for Blender. As you can see here, we have our new scene. Now, it's very simple. If you want to zoom into your cube here, you can just simply scroll your mouse wheel, just go forward, backwards, forward, backwards. It depends on whatever size you want your cube to be looked at. Now, if you want to sort of orbit around your cube here, just simply click down on the middle mouse button, which is the scroll wheel again. Just rotate around all around your cube. Just play around with that, get used to the controls, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And lastly, the pan function. We're just gonna hold shift, click on the middle mouse button, which is the scroll wheel again, and just pan around all around your cube here. And you can still rotate it, zoom in, zoom out, but you can just slightly move into different directions. And that's pretty much for the camera controls for Blender. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hello everyone. Now we're back in Blender. And I'm just going to be showing you what it's going to look like with the emulate numpad setting turned on. As you can see, we're currently in user perspective mode. With the numpad turned on, we can simply just click on 1 and just go to the side, or click on 3, go to this side. It depends on which side you want as the front, or like I guess the sides. We can click on 7 to go onto the top view, as you can see here, and we can go into orthographic mode by clicking 5. And in orthographic, everything is in a more fixed depth setting, as you can see here. If we go back into perspective, you'll kind of see that the cube right here is breaking through our grid. It's not perfectly aligned. That's because this face is closer to us or the camera, and it will appear to be a little bit larger, and the other face that's farther away will be smaller because it is farther away. That is because of uh, the depth settings, and things will be different due to foreshortening. And yeah, that's pretty much it for our cube here. Well, not our cube, our emulate keypad or numpad settings. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hello everyone. Now we're back in Blender, and I'm just going to be showing you the basic object manipulation controls for Blender. Now, as you can see, we have our basic cube right here. We can just simply move this on the X, Y, and Z axes. If you want to know what the orientation of the cube or whatever object you are looking at right now, you can just look down here. This is your axis point right here. Z axis up, Y axis, X axis. And you can just move this around if you just want to move it on the, well, say Y axis, X axis, or the Z axis. Just click on the handles. I'm going to undo the cube, place it back where it belonged before. If you want to undo, it's just simply Command Z and just undo everything away. Now, I'm also going to show you how to scale this. Click S, just scale this. You can pull your mouse away to make it big, pull it back more closer, make it small, or we can even make it more specific. Like if you click S, I'm going to undo this first. Click S, you have scaling on. We're going to click on Z. We're just going to be scaling our cube on the Z-axis. Or you want to switch over to the X-axis. You can scale on the X-axis, just simply click X. Or you click Y, and you can scale on the Y-axis. Yeah, there you go. That's how you scale our cube here. Now, if you want to rotate the cube here, we can freehand rotate just by simply clicking R. You can rotate it whatever angle you want. Or it can be more specific by rotating it on, say, you click R and click Z axis, just want to spin it on the Z axis or the X axis or the Y axis here. And yeah, there you go. It's just spinning like so. Gonna undo that. Now we're gonna go into edit mode for our cube here. It's really simple. Just simply click tab. Just go into edit mode right here. Or you can go down here to this little drop button right here. You can just click on this. You can go back to object mode, go into edit mode, but it's a lot simpler just by clicking tab. And since we're in here, I'm gonna just play around with this. As you can see, we have our whole cube selected. If we want to just move like one corner or some piece over here, we're just gonna go into vertex mode. Actually, right now we are currently in vertex mode. We can, as you can see right here, it's just selecting one point of our cube. And again, you can just move this around on whatever axes we want. Undo it, set it back to our area there. And yeah, there you go. We can manipulate just individual vertexes right here. If you want to select, say, the edge, we're going to click Control Tab, and it brings up this little menu here. As you can see, we have vertex, edge, and face. If we want to edit the edge, we click on edge, and can just simply click on one of the edges here, and we can just play around with it, change the orientation, make it, I guess, taller, shorter, whatever. And I'm gonna undo that. Now, if you want to, well, say, edit the face, same thing, Control Tab, go into face mode, grab one of the faces, and just simply, drag it up, put it wherever you want. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, that is basically all we need to know about the basic controls of our, well, basic manipulation of our object right there. Those are all the basic controls, I mean. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Now, previously, we've gone through some of the basic object manipulation controls for for Blender itself. Now I'm just going to go ahead and show you some other more frequently used tools. We're just going to go into our cube here. I'm going to go into edit mode, and just going to go into face mode. I'm going to select this top face, and we're going to extrude it. Now, to extrude the object or the face, you can just simply click E and just pull it out on these axes, whatever axes you want. Right now it's set on Z. We can go like X axis, pull this out in this weird angle, or Y. I'm just going to leave it at Z. As you can see, we've pulled our face upwards, extruding it like so. I'm going to undo this, and now if you don't want to extrude it, you want to half your cube here, you can simply just click Control R. And right now, it sort of shows this purple pinkish looking outline here. That's where your edge loop will be placed horizontally on our cube here, or you can set it to like a vertical climb right here. Any face anywhere right here. It's gonna loop around our cube, and so yeah, we're just gonna click once. Now, as you can see, I can still slightly slide around our edge loop over here on our cube because I didn't set it. If you want it to be in the center over here, like perfectly centered, you can just simply double click it. But if you want to, sort of freehand draw your edge loop, you can just click it once and sort of move it around and see where you want to place it. Now I'm gonna undo this and just show you. I can just simply get like this perfect half right here. Just double click, and you can half it again, like so. So basically, every time it sets your edge loop, it's gonna be at the perfect center of your face. As you can see, this is one single face before. Now I've cut it again, so you have like a quarter face here. I gotta undo those edge loops. We're gonna do another way. I'm gonna click Control R, and if you want like multiple faces here cut or so, like I guess like 4 faces making like quarters each, you can simply just scroll our mouse wheel and just scroll up. As you can see, we've created sort of these outlines for our edge loops. It created like 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 edge loops, and it's going to be cutting it so that there's 4 faces in the center face right here. We can also put it up on the vertical side here and just put it here. I'm going to place it here, double click, and there you go. We have perfect cut sizes here. Now we can maybe go into orthographic mode by clicking 5, and we can maybe go into the front view or side view, 1 or 2. And as you can see, the edge loop here in the center is perfectly centered right there. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna jump out back into perspective mode. I'm gonna click X to delete. We're not gonna delete just edges. As you can see, there's multiple deleting options here. Now, to delete edges, it's just going to empty the entire thing here. All those edges will be gone. We just want to dissolve the edges, so we still have our face there. As you can see, it dissolves edges right there, and everything is still there. Now, again, there are multiple deleting sort of options right here. As you can see, like if I were to dissolve the vertex here, it's just gonna sort of make the vertex disappear, but everything else is still there. If I were to delete the vertex, it's just gonna completely delete all those faces around it. Yeah, you can sort of experiment around with the different deleting properties. Now I'm gonna go and delete actually one face here and show you how to fill the the edge, not the edge here, the cube right here, this empty hole. As you can see, we've deleted a single face. We're going to go into edge mode, simply click Alt, and just click one of the edges right here. Now you can individually select each edge here. Just hold Shift, grab one, grab another, and grab this. It's a little slower, right? So it's better if we just click Alt and just have it like select all the edges here in this loop. And if we want to fill it in, just simply click F, and we filled in our cube. There you go. It's new again. Now, there's some other controls, such as selecting certain areas. We're going to go back into edit mode. Like, we can double click A, we can select the entire object here, or we can take this piece. I'm gonna duplicate it and let's move it on the y-axis. And as you can see, we have two separate objects. Well, not exactly two separate objects because I kind of duplicated in the in edit mode. We have two pieces in one single object right here. If I want to just select one cube over here, we can't exactly double click A because it's going to select both everything in our object here. Instead, I'm just going to deselect. I'm going to deselect the objects here by clicking A. I'm going to click L instead. L is going to just simply select the sort of island area that you've sort of wanted. Let's go into face mode actually. Grab this, click L, and click L again to select that. And deselect. Pretty simple. A and L. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's grab this. I'm going to delete this again. Just leave it as one object. Now again, let's go back into object mode instead of edit mode. I'm going to duplicate this. Let's move it on the y-axis. As you can see right now, we have two separate objects instead of one object in one object completely combined together. But if you do want to combine them together, you can just grab like this piece, grab them together, Control J, and now they're one piece, as you can see. We can also separate them by simply going into edit mode. I'm going to click L, and actually I can just simply click P. There's a few options here. We can separate the objects by selection, which I selected one cube, or you can just separate them by loose parts. If you have like a ton of objects together, but you just want to separate one bit, you can select the separate by selection because you selected the certain like part that you wanted to sort of cut out, and then separate it from that. Or if you want everything to be separate, you can just simply use the separate by loose part. But yeah, there you go. We sort of separated our pieces, and that's all we need to do. And yeah, that's just basically the controls or like other tools that you can use while making your objects or whatever prop you're trying to make. Also, there are some other things that are pretty nifty that you can probably use quite often. Something like the snap tool. If you want things to be perfectly aligned, well, not perfectly aligned, just perfect in sort of movement. You don't want them to be sort of like free-handed. We can click Shift Tab, turn on snap mode, or you can just manually click on the little magnet tool down here on our bar. As you can see, if we were to move our cube, it snaps onto the sort of grid areas here and these certain iterations, or not iterations, like certain spacings. We can just take this piece, duplicate it, move it on the y-axis. It sort of snaps it together into like these perfect areas here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to slightly make it so that it's moving within these grid spaces or certain spaces, you can hold this on the axis, hold shift, and just slightly, move it a little bit like so. Instead of like whole like snapping over like one grid like so. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna turn off snap mode. We're gonna go back into edit mode. Click on one of the another like sort of tool options or like controls. I'll be using quite a lot. I'm gonna click Control Tab. Let's go into vertex mode. Let's select, let's say, this vertex right here. I'm gonna turn on the proportional editing mode, or you can just simply click O, and that should turn it on. We can move this single point right here, or we can scroll up our selection area. As you can see, there's like this sort of circular selection area. It's gonna select a lot more areas here instead of just like that one point. Like as you can see, I'm moving the vertex up, but it's just grabbing the vertex. If you want to grab more other vertexes, you can just scroll up and yeah, grab those pieces too. Undo that. And you gotta make sure that sometimes you turn it off because if you're making something or I guess sizing something up, and you forgot to turn it off, it's going to be affecting like everything, and you might mess up something. So if you want to use this tool, make sure to pay attention. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's pretty much most of the most used tools that you can be, well, your most frequently used tools that you're going to be using in Blender. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to Blender. I'm just going to be showing you how to use a basic modifier that I use quite often when I'm making a bunch of props. I'm just going to pull the side menu over here out a little bit. And as you can see, there is this little tab here that has a wrench. That is the modifiers tab. And in the modifiers tab, there are a bunch of sort of these options right here that can help us do a bunch of things quite easily. And what I'm going to be using most is the mirror modifier. This thing right here, this modifier helps save a lot of time when you're creating something, and you just want to create sort of a half of a piece. You can just simply mirror this over. As you can see here, we have a cube. I'm just going to split this in half. We're going to go into edit mode, click Control R, and double click this half right here. Not half, this edge loop right here. I'm going to go ahead, grab faces, grab this half here, delete those faces. Click on this, and delete. As you can see, we have half a cube left right here. And we're going to go into object mode, go into the modifiers, add in the mirror modifier. And as you can see, it is currently set on the x-axis. We wanted to set it on the y-axis because this is the y-axis, not the x-axis. And there you go. We have a mirror image of our cube here. If we go into edit, you can see one side we can, the side that we didn't delete, we can actually edit around, sort of change certain things. Like say we grab this piece, extrude scale, and we extrude outwards. It mirrors it over to this side too. Now, as you can see here in the center here, this bit here is all split. It's not actually perfectly together. To fix that, I can simply turn on clipping so that when we move it together, it's not going to be moving, well, it's not going to disconnect from each other, and it'll be perfectly aligned with each other. And yeah, that's pretty much the mirror mode right here, or mirror modifier. And if you think about it, if we make like a super detailed piece, like say a face or something, and we don't want to, poke at or like pull out every single individual vertexes, uh, it's going to take a long time if we were to do that. So just simply deleting half of your said object and just simply mirroring it will save you a lot of time. Now, if we want to, apply the mirror, we can just simply go into object mode, click on the apply button right here, and if we go back into edit, you can see that both sides now are, well, it is currently an entire object now. You can just individually pull and play around with the other side now. And yeah, that's pretty much it with our modifiers. That's just one simple little tool that can help you save a lot of time when you're making stuff. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.